Wait, pause.
So-
Where did you get these from?
I looked up Dryad.
Okay, and these
I
came
looked
up.
up Dryad and this came up. Is that inappropriate? Should I
I
put
like
that in
it.
the video?
Well, I like it. But maybe for not the same reasons that we should be liking it.
I'm gonna put it in the video then. So welcome. My name is Chris.
You can call me Easy Cakes.
Okay. So we're gonna be ranking all of the mythical Pokemon based on their, design concept and just like how creative they are. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So just for reference, F is just like poor design, poor concept, and S tier would just really cool design and cool lore to what it's supposed to look like.
So Mew is basically like the ancestor to all Pokemon. This is the prototype to everything. It's supposed to look like an embryo. It doesn't have any developed features per se.
Yeah, I will say the embryo thing pretty creative, being that it's a common ancestor of all Pokemon. So, And the other thing too is I like cats, so I would put this pretty high up. If we're saying C is pretty average, I'd put it in like the B to A tier.
Overall, I think it's got a good design. It's got really good lore behind it too. All right, let's put it in B then.
Yeah.
B tier.
So this is Celebi. So from what I could dig up about it, it's based off of like a fairy or a dryad. But it could also be based in Shinto lore. It's a Kodama. Is some sort of Shinto forest spirit, so that's also what this could be based off of. But when I look at it, I think of an onion.
So something that we should also go over is that Celebi is a time traveler. That's like a pretty important part of its like lore and origins. But it is also an onion fairy.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what that's about.
Yeah, so I think overall it sounds like this guy just really haphazardly designed, basically no coherence in its lore backstory. So I'm inclined to put it down in the D or the F tier. This Pokemon's theme is based on like wishes. I guess it's supposedly designed like a falling star. And then the tags on its head are like wishes that people write in a Japanese star festival.
It's got a good, you can see where its origins come right away. Like, Celebi, you look at it like, this is not a time traveler. You look at this, like, this grants wishes.
Yeah. I think we need an A tier.
Let's go with A tier then, Pretty peak design of the, the three cutesy mythical Pokemon.
Yeah. Its design is it's supposed to be like an alien, but it also has the DNA double helix, incorporated into its design. And then I guess that kind of ties into its abilities because Deoxys, I guess, has different forms that it can take on. So I don't know, I kind of like that. I like the DNA thing.
Fun fact. That's a normal form. Its attack form, and its defense form. Those are the first three forms that came out. And you can arrange it into DNA, defense, normal, attack. That's a cool little fun fact.
All right. S tier.
S tier it is then.
We're gonna move on. These next two, they are...
This one, we're not picking Phione. Phione's not a mythical Pokemon.
Okay.
End of discussion.
Alright. Manaphy, it's based off of a sea angel. This animal. It's a tiny little mollusk. I can kind of see where the design came from, but there's really not much else besides that to this guy.
When I look at this, it's okay. It goes back to the cutesy, appearance of the other like mythicals outside of Deoxys. But what I think is, it's not very cute, and its eyelash thing, kind of creeps me out.
This thing makes you uncomfortable, man?
A little bit. I just realized that its antenna thing, which looks like a dangling pair of testicles. This is a kid's game. I don't think that's something we should be promoting. For reference, there's only a few that I'm gonna put in F, and you're gonna know why I put them in F. But that's for later.
So we're looking at Darkrai. It's based on this like Slavic folklore of this little demon guy that sits on people's chests. I like his design, but I feel like it's not very coherent with what's supposed to be,
I've listened to your opinions, they're all pretty justified. They're just wrong. This is peak design right now. Look how cool this is. There's literally nothing that's not cool about it. Look at that. Slim torso, huge shoulders. I'm big on that. This is a bodybuilder, alright?
I don't know, man. So I'm inclined to put it more in the middle than in the top.
This is the nightmare Pokemon. Does that not look like a nightmare to you? Nah, looks like a dream come true to me, but you know, you get what I mean.
All right, what are you thinking? How about A, a healthy compromise?
That's gonna go A.
So he's based on like a hedgehog, but he's also based on like a chia pet.
It also has an alternate form, where if you give it this flower that's on its ear, it turns into something like a deer with a scarf that can fly. Which I assume is like Rudolph inspiration or something.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, in nature, hedgehogs do not turn into deer. It's not a great, you know, design or origin to it.
You know what? Actually, he kind of looks better than Celebi and Manaphy. I guess you could put it in C.
Well, he looks better than Manaphy.
Yeah, put it in C. That's fine.
I love this one. It's the one I'm excited for.
Yeah, okay, edgy man.
Alright. This is the creation deity.
Yeah, he's basically supposed to be God in the lore. But he's kind of based off of a Kirin. This is this Chinese dragon looking thing. Or like an Egyptian god, an Egyptian bull god called an Apis.
This, Arceus, this is peak design. This is the apex of like Pokemon god design. Like, they could have not made this better. It doesn't pull a concept from just one thing. That's what I like about it. And because it's a god Pokemon, that makes sense. If this is what Jesus looked like, I'd be a Christian. I think it's A. A for the alpha Pokemon.
Easy. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do Victini next. For background, it's called the Victory Pokemon, and it's based on Nike, which is a Greek goddess of victory, or Victoria, which is the Roman goddess of victory. But its design, I guess, is also based on this Japanese style of cutting apples to look like rabbits.
Yeah, this is once again another entry into the cute, small, like mythical Pokemon that's basically in every generation. They at least have one.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is this one's ugly again. Its eyes are freakishly huge.
Yeah.
I don't like its two small teeth. It looks like if it bites me, I'm gonna get a disease.
Also, what is with the wings on its thighs? What is that for? I think we're gonna put it low.
Yeah, I think this goes into D tier. Okie doke. On to the next one then.
Okay, so there's Keldeo. He is based on a Kelpie, which is like a mythological water horse. But he's also based on D'Artagnan, who is the youngest member joining the Three Musketeers. So he's basically the Frankie Jonas of this group. Pretty underappreciated. He probably shouldn't even be there.
I think the origins make sense for this Pokemon. You can see he really is the newest member, the youngest member, and it fits with D'Artagnan's book origins. You know, he learns how to fight from the Three Musketeers, and just like how Keldeo in the game learns his secret move from the Three Musketeers. So, you know, it's all cohesive. But here's the problem. If you look at just him, this just exudes My Little Pony vibes.
I feel like his lore's gotta put him up a little bit, even if he's kind of like a loser in the lore.
So yeah, I would put him in a solid C tier. I'd put him B if he wasn't like the newest addition to a My Little Pony like fan club OC. But yeah, so C tier.
Meloetta is the next one. So it's got two forms, the aria and the pirouette form. So that's the singer and the ballerina form respectively. I don't know too much of its backstory, but I feel like it's just not that cool. Like, it's just a singer-dancer.
It's pretty hollow backstory, you know,
Yeah.
not kind of bare bones. There's not really much going for it, you know. It's one of the more forgettable mythical Pokemon in my opinion.
Yeah.
I see where the designs are, you know. It's got the musical notes hairs, the tutu ballet form for its pirouette.
Yeah.
And it's got the cool, you know,
The earpiece.
The earpiece, yeah.
The earpiece, yeah.
It's like an idol. But outside of that, like this, what makes it mythical, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So I'd say C or D.
Let's put it in D.
D, okay.
Yeah. So Genesect, the Paleozoic Pokemon. So the Paleozoic era was a period in time where there were like huge insects and large sea-dwelling creatures. So it's based on creatures from that era, but I guess it was modified by humans to be part robot.
Fun fact: he can change into a battleship. It's not cool, but it's not cool and like this looks cool, but it's cool that he can turn into a flying saucer.
I guess so. I don't really like his face.
Yeah, his face is
pretty stupid.
Yeah. Good lore, not great design. I'd put it in B.
Yeah. Okay. He's not the worst design, but it's like kind of a dumb face. So it's based on a carbuncle.
Don't look that up.
Carbuncle?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a Chilean folk creature. And I guess his background lore is he's like a mutated carbink.
I like how it's based off another Pokemon. Its design it's not the worst thing to me either. Like, I don't think it looks bad.
Yeah.
You know, the diamond headpiece is very nice. It's got a mega form too. So I'm thinking around A or B for this thing.
Really? A or B?
Yeah.
I would put it in C. B is fine with me.
B is fine. Yeah.
So the next one's Hoopa. So it's got two forms combined in an unbound form. And it's based on a genie or a jinn from Islamic/Arabic folklore. To turn into its alternate form, it's got to hold like a bottle, a prison bottle. I think that's kind of cool. If it's holding it, then that implies that it's outside of the bottle. I kind of like him.
It's a cool concept. I liked his both unjacked and jacked forms. Another cool thing is that in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is that you can catch almost every legendary Pokemon available at the time in the game, and like how you catch most of them is like you walk up to these like big golden rings with like a portal inside, and so it's kind of like alluding to like Hoopa's the one that's doing this.
Yeah.
So really cool concept.
I feel like it's got to be like B.
I was gonna say B as well.
B. Yeah.
B.
Okay. So no F so far.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's gonna come.
Yeah.
So Volcanion is another one of those mythicals that I think is very forgettable. Like, what is this?
What I found when I was looking it up was he's based on like in Japanese it's a komainu or a shisa, which are these like lion dog statue things that you see all over. But he's also mixed with a steam engine of some sort.
Where's the lion in this?
I don't know. His face does not look like an animal.
If it's supposed to be a lion, it does not look like a lion. Besides the 4 legs, there's basically no other features it shares in common with a lion.
You think that's like a part of him? Like,
that's definitely a part of him. That's a weird appendage.
Yeah, a really weird appendage. I don't know how I'd feel about having that on me. So I would put it in D.
Alright, D it is.
He's also got no lore. Magearna?
What?
Magearna?
Magearna?
Huh?
Magearna?
Magearna? Oh!
It's a gear.
That makes way more sense. So it's maybe based on a karakuri puppet, which is like these Japanese automatons made in the 17th century, which are like puppets that can do stuff and their insides have like gears and shit. But it's also part rabbit and also part housemaid. So initially, my thoughts, I think this is your F tier. Is this your F tier?
It's not my F tier.
This is not your F tier?
It's not my It's not. It doesn't look ugly or anything. My problem is that most of these are like fetishizing like a lot of things. Like rabbits and housemaids and but yeah, its design inspirations aren't really ringing to me. They're not great.
It's very haphazard.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to put it in C or D.
D it is for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy with D. Okay, so we've got Marshadow, which is based on a Menehune. It's a Hawaiian mythological dwarf people. Or Night Marchers, which are ghosts of native Hawaiian warriors. So he's pretty interesting. I can see where he kind of looks like a Menehune.
Yeah, so it really draws, true to the inspiration it's from. It looks just like them, actually, now I think about it. I also like why it's considered a mythical Pokemon. It's almost always hiding in shadows, so no one's ever seen it before. It's great typing, by the way, for competitive. Too bad you can't use it. In VGC, anyway.
Yeah, I want to put him in A or B. What do you think?
I was gonna maybe A, actually, yeah. Here we go. Now.
Okay. He's weird. He's based on like a tiger and cats.
I cannot believe this is a Pokemon. This is definitely, if I go up on like Pokemon furry fanfiction or something like that, OC content, I wouldn't be surprised if this pulled up right now.
Yeah.
This is what every like 14-year-old Pokemon fan that likes furry stuff, this is their profile on Twitter. Like this. don't get me wrong. I know there are tons of furry Pokemon all over. You know, there's Lucario, there's Delphox. It's nothing new. It's not like this is the first time we've done this. This is a mythical Pokemon though, and I feel like that's where the slander like starts coming out. What does it do?
You know what? He makes me kind of uncomfortable now that you keep talking about him like this.
Like, if you think about it, that's when it starts getting really uncomfortable. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So like,
Let's just move on. Let's just get this guy out of the way.
get right to F tier.
Meltan and Melmetal. I feel like we should group these guys together.
I think that's fair.
This one is based on like a metal nut and also liquid mercury. Interestingly, I guess Meltan is like a Pokemon Go exclusive.
It originally debuted in Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And then you were able to transfer it.
But it's like the way to do it is super convoluted, and I think he can only evolve in Pokemon Go.
That is also true, yes.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting.
I think it's cool, you know, like, so liquid mercury bonds with almost any kind of metal. There are certain types of metals that liquid mercury can't bond to, and I think one of them is a common metal used in hex nuts. That's why it doesn't like absorb its head. I think it's a simple design done well. I say its inspiration is average. Its design is average to okay. So I'd put somewhere B or C.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like B.
All right, B.
I like him better than Shaymin and Keldeo.
Now you're probably wondering, is this the second F tier? And you're right, it is. It is the second F tier. This thing is another furry monkey Pokemon. Well, one, I'm not sure why they introduced him in this generation when there's literally a grass monkey as a starter for this generation. And two, like I said, this is like Zeraora but angry.
Yeah, you know, I was looking it up. He might be based on like something called the Carew Ape of Carew Castle, which is a place in Wales. So the background to that is this dude, Sir Roland, he owned a monkey. And then I guess his son married this dude's daughter. So the daughter's dad comes and he's like all mad. So Sir Roland's like, monkey, go beat his ass. So the monkey beats him up, and then the guy like wishes a curse on him. And I guess later that night, Sir Roland and his monkey are both found dead, and supposedly this monkey haunts that castle still. The other thing that they said was maybe it's based off of something called a shug monkey in English folklore. He's supposed to be like a half monkey, half dog kind of weird hybrid thing. So I feel like it's interesting that it could be based on these folk creatures that are in Wales, because he was introduced in the game that's based on Great Britain, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense to me. But that being said, I don't really like how he looks like too. Kind of weird.
I really did like the origin story you just pointed out. The first one about the ghost monkey haunting a castle.
Yeah.
That brought a lot of vivid imagery to me, and I like it. That alone might have put it in C tier, but the problem is that he's so ugly. Like, again, furry bait.
Okay, well, I know you wanted to put it in that hard F tier. I feel like its lore has got to pull it up to at least D though.
Okay, I'm gonna put him bottom of D tier. That'll be my compromise. I like the ghost monkey. Too bad he's not ghost type then.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
So this is our list. You know, I was actually thinking before we started this, we're gonna have more in S tier, and I realized just because, you know, you just kind of like, you were just on my case, man.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I feel like Darkrai and Arceus, they're probably where they belong. But I feel like this is a good compromise.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay, well, that's our list. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what Pokemon you think we did wrong, where they should be, and
I'll reply with how wrong you are.